I'm sorry for anyone that has been scammed, but I mean, more than anything, I'm just disappointed in how fucking stupid Paul is to do something like this. I mean, out of all the things he could have ended his career on, this is basically just ending it on social suicide. And, well, I mean, he's definitely never, ever going to stream again. Do you guys want me to watch this video? Because I have watched this entire video in its entirety before I went live. Just because I watch Moistcr1tikal here and there. I watch his videos very often. And I always watch most of his uploads. And today, like no other day, and like nothing different, I opened up Moistcr1tikal's channel. I click on the most newest video that he had today without thinking of anything, and he starts talking about Paul, which then I get to the edge of my seat and I go, whoa, what the fuck? 1 second, wait, what? Pause, rewind like 30 seconds, and I'm like, wait a second. Are you fucking serious? Which then I immediately went straight to Twitter to see what the fuck's going on. And then I went to Paul's Twitter to see if he said anything. And then I went and watched this whole 23-minute video and then watched the other video. And my whole takeaway from this is, if this is truly what has happened all the way through, it is genuinely so sad. So sad. Because, like, to throw everything away of a sense of, like, morality and, you know, having the ability to, like, have connections with people as well as, you know, having a community. Honestly, it's sad. And more than anything, all of that just for $300,000. Which blows my mind away because from looking back many years ago, I remember when Paul's streams were at his peak. I remember that very vividly. And I remember Paul was making probably like $100K a month from streaming. Maybe almost $150K a month from streaming. And for Paul to literally do this for just $300,000, which was like back in his peak 2 months of streaming, I mean, it's uncomprehendable, and it just doesn't make sense to, first off, why? Second off, that much out of all things, you know, I mean, it just blows my mind away, you know? Like, looking through the whole entire thing, and, I mean, I'm trying to understand the mentality here, right? The mentality that I'm trying to, like, comprehend is, Paul's like, okay, I'm definitely not coming back to streaming. I don't want to stream anymore. So what's my exit strategy? Am I going to continue to stream? Say fuck it and cash out with what I can and call it a day. And it just seems like that's what it was, because you guys always kept asking me, you know, when was Paul going to stream and whatnot. And I saw Paul last month. Now, obviously, Paul never brought up anything about this, and I didn't bring anything up of it because, you know, at the end of the day, I personally, you know, didn't actually fully think it was a legitimate thing. I thought it was actually just like, you know, a fucking meme. I didn't think somebody would actually be capable of doing it. So I didn't, you know, think anything of it too much. But at the same time, I remember, if you guys remember, and you guys are in the same community, it was a meme basically for like the whole month that people just kept saying like, oh yeah, no, it's a rug pull. And people said it all the time as a meme. And obviously, Paul backed it up all the time, and, you know, we didn't really think anything of it. But then hearing about this, you know, and then watching the whole video and going through the whole thing, I mean, he literally, and quite literally and utterly, admits it. And all I gotta say is this basically burns the entire bridge of Paul ever wanting to stream again. And, I mean, more than anything, the biggest letdown is this, like, genuinely speaking here, you guys know how Paul lives in, you know, Austin, and there's a lot of streamers there. And they don't want to associate with him because he's banned from Twitch. But, like, as this has happened now, and this is, like, the absolute saddest thing, Paul now is going to be the loneliest person because no one's going to want to associate with him, nor help him, or be seen with him because, well, he did this. You know what I mean? Like, he literally, at this point, not only has burned the bridge of ever getting unbanned from Twitch and having an ability to start up streaming again, or the ability of being taken seriously, but no one is ever going to want to associate with him because associating with Paul is basically the equivalent of associating with, like, Sandpepper. You know, it's not a good view for you, and it just makes you look like you're sympathetic to the cause in that sense. So, I mean, looking through all of this, that's my takeaway from it. I don't know what you guys think about it, but I'm just surprised that all of this went down and all of this was thrown out the window with Paul's ability to have a chance with having, streams be a thing, a career with it being a thing, or just anything, having a community to be with it, all for just $300,000, which I don't think a lot of people here understand how little money $300,000 is compared to what Paul could have made if he just continued to be a streamer. Because $300,000 in the grand scheme of things is literally and absolutely, utterly nothing. It really isn't anything. It's such a small amount to throw absolutely everything. They said $1 million. Even $1 million is still not worth it, genuinely speaking, because I might not be the biggest content creator, but at my heydays of Twitch, I was still making $100,000 a year. Why the fuck would someone throw away all their reputation for $300,000 at the end of the day? Like, why? It's such a small amount of money in the grand scheme of the whole thing. So it's just like if it really was about money, I just feel like there was so much better ways of going about it. And I honestly, I mean, it's saddening, honestly. So that's basically the takeaway. But here's the video for you guys, because I know you guys want me to watch the video, but I just wanted to reiterate, because I have already seen this whole video, and just to speed it up, I'll do it a little bit faster, but it is literally 100% Paul admitting to everything all the way through, like just from start to finish. And I don't think Paul is ever going to admit to anything. I don't think he's ever going to say anything, and he might just brush it off, but it's like one of those things that will never be forgotten, and it will be one of those things that will never be a thing that he could ever possibly get out. Like, for example, if he ever becomes successful in growing the channel with new content that he enjoys, this will forever be brought up all the time, which will make it completely, impossible to actually be taken seriously as a content creator in any aspect. So basically, what Paul did here, and utterly, he ruined his ability to ever be a content creator, a streamer, and, actually taken seriously, because who wants to associate somebody would scam the community for $300,000? There you go. Let's watch the video.
The famous live streamer Ice Poseidon just scammed his followers for up to $500,000, and I'm going to prove it. He personally profited $300,000 by stealing money out of a crypto scheme that he set up. And when I confronted Ice Poseidon, who's better known by his real name Paul Danino, about this scam, he was shockingly honest. You want to keep the money that's not yours, that you took from the project, even though you failed to deliver.
I mean, I'm not really sure what you want me to say, but yeah.
I'm trying to get you to return the money because it's 100% still available, and you could do that.
Yeah, I could give the money back. It is within my power, but I'm going to look out for myself and not do that. I don't know what else to say. That's just the most honest answer.
Now, these influencer scams are becoming more and more common, in part because of how easy they are to pull off. Ice Poseidon's scheme apparently took him only 2 weeks of work to set up before he apparently got bored with the project and decided to stop working on it and just took the money. Like, seriously, how long did you work? I'm just curious.
Well, like you said, it was a fork, so I don't know, a couple weeks.
Couple weeks, $300,000. It's a nice chunk of change. Now, I pleaded with Paul, or Ice Poseidon, to return the money that he stole, in part appealing to the guilt that he was taking money from his fans who were all much worse off than him. Ice Poseidon's response was that he didn't like how that made him sound. I don't know if you're aware of the fact that your average fan has way less money than you. So you're just taking from poor people. Like, you understand that, right?
That is definitely not... That is not a good way to put it. That's a pretty shitty way to put it, my dude.
I think it's a pretty shitty thing to do. From the very beginning, this story shocked me, but especially the twist at the end that I can't tell you about yet. But what I can tell you is that this is my most in-depth investigation yet into influencer greed, cryptocurrencies gone wrong, and the blockchain. Now, I know it's been a while, so let me remind you, this is the $10 Million Studio. I'm your host, Coffeezilla, the internet detective, and well, it's good to be back.
Okay, interesting comment in the chat that I haven't actually seen. Someone says, Ice was set up. The devs got away with it, and no one is saying their name. I don't know if this is just Ice Poseidon on an alt account, but you think that. You think Paul was set up. 100% set up. And what do you mean by developers? Jamie does programming. And Jamie explained to me that what Plexus is doing with Omegle is about 20 times more complicated than making a shitcoin and selling it. You know? So, as in a sense of it, you know, even genuinely needing a developer could also just be BS in itself. But, I mean, Aiden, exactly. And that was brought up multiple times, but we all took it as a meme because we didn't think it would be a possibility, right? But, continuing, at no molecular tree, I am not going to scam my viewers. For some reason, everyone thinks just because I've been associated with Paul throughout the years, and I have not burned my bridge with Paul, people automatically just assume that I am also in on his Ponzi scheme of a scam of a CX coin. No. But, truthfully speaking here, Paul has done this to himself. He has fucked himself completely in the ass and did social suicide in this whole process. And to be completely honest with you, I don't know what to fucking say in the sense of what he could even do to himself at this point. I did Michael Boo, but did I not give him his shirt and a full refund back after assuming that he actually was fucking with me? Come on. And we're talking about a $40 shirt. We're talking about $300,000 here.
In order to understand what happened with Ice Poseidon, we have to rewind the clocks back. The story started when Ice Poseidon first got into crypto.
I invest in a lot of the like shitcoin, like a lot of the you put money in and then you sell in like 20 minutes when it pumps.
Ice Poseidon first got into crypto just...
Lost how am I defending him? In what way? Please. What am I saying that's defending him? Have you not heard anything I said? What Paul did is fucked up, and he's burnt every bridge with everybody at this point. He's completely and utterly fucked himself 100%. I don't know what you think I'm saying. Do you think I'm saying what he did was okay? I'm so confused.
Buying a lot of
that
memes.
is
Thank you, not Paul
influencers. He quickly realized gambling on another person's coin is a sucker's game. The fast, easy money is actually in getting other people to gamble on your coin. Now, this moment is important.
I'll catch the dough in a second,
moment
not Paul.
Ice Poseidon realized what a gold mine it could be to start his own scam.
You're telling me I could create a CX coin and then people could buy it because I could say that the community is super strong and then I could sell it in 10 seconds and make $10 million. What the f am I doing?
Ice Poseidon would later say that the clip you just watched was a joke and that the idea of him scamming his fans was just a bit he played up for the audience. But that core idea that he was missing out on a huge opportunity to make a ton of money was real and it nagged at him. And pretty soon, he decided to start his own coin.
CX coin is the one to choose. I'm the founder of CX Coin. My name's Paul Zanino, and I decided to make a community-driven token that I'm personally going to be a part of.
Now, almost immediately, this got a lot of attention. Obviously, given his past comments about sort of scamming people were understandably skeptical of this. And it came out right after Save the Kids, and you would have thought that myself and other people like Mudahar would have talked about this whole thing, but Ice Poseidon was working incredibly hard behind the scenes, which is something I need you guys to understand. He was contacting people like myself and pleading with us that he was just joking back then, and he was serious about this coin. He wasn't about to pull off a scam like Save the Kids. He was different. He even mentioned in live streams that Save the Kids was going to make what he was about to do much harder.
I know about the phase coins, DZ. That's why I'm trying my best to be as transparent as possible. I've been working on this for like a month now, and I wasn't going to let that drama stop me, but it definitely makes it a little bit more difficult.
Ice Poseidon repeatedly told skeptics that he couldn't rug this coin if he wanted to. He had locked all his money up in a smart contract. He told me that in DMs. He said, "Don't worry, no rug here. All the money is locked." Lol. And look, I have to admit, I was busy at the time with some other investigations, and I gave him the benefit of the doubt, something that I obviously regret now. But periodically, I would hear, complaints from his community that they thought something was off. But every time I'd go to Ice, he would immediately respond, just immediately. And he always gave me something that sort of sounded reasonable. And I later learned he was doing the same thing with everyone who said something negative about CX Coin. In fact, he got a Dextero article killed about CX Coin being a scam. I mean, I even asked him about this at the...
PP chicken, thank you, the boys, appreciate that. So one point that I want to reiterate, Paul said in the DMs at the end of it, he put LOL. Imagine you're buying a house and you're about to put a deposit and you say, "Hey, really quickly, before I do this bank transfer, can I just make sure that it's right?" And the association with the lender goes, "No, it's definitely the right one, LOL." You're probably not going to send the fucking money, are you? They put LOL at the end. You only put LOL for a joke, right? Like, you don't put LOL for something, you know what I mean? Just, the point right there.
And he said this, Dextero article went up and then down. Did you see that? Yeah, I emailed Dex proof I wasn't scamming. So leaving that up, quoting a Twitter with 2 likes is a bit unfair to me. The point I'm trying to make is he was playing the PR game hard, telling everybody he was different. He even gave me his wallet addresses and told me to hold him accountable. He wasn't going to do anything shady. And everyone sort of felt like, okay, maybe he's doing something different. Maybe everything he's been saying was, just a joke.
Because, dude, if I see $1 million, I'm selling. I don't give a f. I'm not going to be like, I'll hold for you guys, bro. I see $1 million in my portfolio, I'm out.
Not gonna lie. That looks bad, but I'm gonna be really generous here and give Ice the benefit of the doubt. That clip probably was a joke, and it was probably made before he was actually thinking about making CX Coin into a real thing.
Now, as time moved on, I and many other people sort of forgot about CX Coin until January, when I decided to take a break for a little while. And while I was off, I couldn't help but feel that there was something else going on. I just had a hunch I had to look back. So with my free time, I joined the CX Coin Telegram and started tracing back the wallets that Ice Poseidon had given me so transparently. And pretty soon I found out that, he gave me the wrong crypto wallets. Whoops. He gave me the DXAO wallet instead of his personal wallet, which didn't tell me anything. For example, one of those things he didn't tell me was the fact that he took out $200,000 from the liquidity pool at the very beginning, which is directly at odds with what Ice Poseidon told me himself when I asked. He said, don't worry, all the money is locked up, except for $200,000, I guess. But it also hid another story, which was the misappropriation of the so-called marketing wallet. Now, according to CX Coin's own white paper, the marketing wallet was to be used exclusively to, quote, fund marketing campaigns in the cryptocurrency market. But in the Telegram, there was another story going on. Ice Poseidon was complaining that he had spent money on an ad campaign and
So the one question that I do have here, and this is like the one thing that I personally have been thinking about as I've been hearing more and more about this, and I'm sure you guys wondered this question too. Did Kim know about this?
it just hadn't helped. Quote, we spent $53K on a BTOC and it hasn't really helped. The wallet is limited. He berated people who complained. You want me to spend $30K on stuff that doesn't help? Or you want me to think about the best ways to use marketing money? Exactly. You can't use the marketing money on, well, marketing. Instead, the money seemed to go somewhere else. Shortly after this coin launched, Ice Poseidon bought himself a brand new Tesla. This video was published July 24th, and as he says, he bought it a week ago, putting it right around the time that he launched the coin and realized he had suddenly gotten a lot of money to his name. But I'm sure all that money is locked up, right? Apparently not. And here's the interesting thing. The longer things went on, Ice Poseidon just sort of gotten more and more brazen with the way he used the money, right? At first, it was just sort of sitting around. Then he started sending it to cash out wallets. And eventually I calculated that there's roughly $250,000 missing from that marketing wallet. But that's not all. Ice Poseidon had tricked his followers at this point by getting them to buy into a vision of a long-term project. The whole idea was that this was going to be a donation platform for streamers and that it would take a while to build. He kept reiterating this again and again.
I mean, this is a long-term project. I'm trying to, we're making a donation platform, so I'm going to put that on my stream, and this coin will just be around for the entirety of my streams.
He said this a lot in the Telegram too. You know this is long-term, right? Thanks, guys. I assume everyone is in it for the long haul. Anyone who invests in something should know this was a long-term project, so 1 week is not going to see results. Now, later I would find out this was a lie. Ice Poseidon did not see this as a long-term project. He actually gave...
Yeah, somebody did bring a good point there. Somebody said that Paul did this and launched this right after Kim left. But a point that I want to bring up is, right when Paul did launch the coin, which was, I don't remember how long ago, but it's been a good bit. It's been 6 months. Right off the start, people were already skeptical of it, and I remember Paul defending it extremely hard in the very beginning. From what I noticed on Twitter, obviously, I didn't bring anything up about it ever on stream, ever, literally ever. I would never bring it up ever on stream, or ever talk about it ever, because I didn't know if it was legit or not, and I also was skeptical as well. So looking back at it, it all makes sense now.
Gave up after 2 weeks. But I think I'm getting a little ahead of myself. The point is, Ice was getting brazen. He was increasingly intolerant of people who called him a scammer, saying they just hadn't done their research. He even brought my name into it, saying he had talked to Coffeezilla, maybe implying that I had cleared him.
And I talked to these fucking people, Coffeezilla. I've talked to these guys. I showed them the coin. I showed them everything. And, they're giving me the benefit of the doubt. So obviously they would call me out if it was a scam.
Now, I'm going to be honest, this really pissed me off. Ice Poseidon was using my name to try to...
So that's right there, that makes a lot more sense, because this guy and a lot of other people would continuously ask Paul questions about the legitimacy of the whole thing, and it was always defended and then basically just pushed to the side. And by seeing this, I remember my viewers would always bring up in the chat for me to talk about it or what I think about it. I did not want to give an opinion about it because I genuinely didn't know what about it. And even when I visited Paul a month ago, I already knew people were talking about it being rug pulled. But I didn't ask that just because I didn't want to make an awkward question. And I also, even if I did, why would he say the truth? And second off, it just makes a lot more sense of why he would never stream again. I thought it's because he's bored of it, but it's because he doesn't need to stream. He's got the money that he needs, theoretically. But in reality, $300,000 is not enough to retire in any way whatsoever.
Imply that he was legit, when in actuality, he had just fed me false information about his coin
Good morning,
and begged me
Steelhammer.
not to talk about it. But amazingly, the final piece of this puzzle wouldn't fall into place until a few days ago. As I said, Ice had been getting more and more bold, thinking, I guess, that he had gotten away with this. And on January 22nd, 2022, using his wallet that he didn't tell me about, he drained the liquidity pool, essentially killing his own coin and taking the money from his investors.
Nice,
To be
checks out.
specific, he drained about 90% of the funds, which is about $300,000. Now, for important context, liquidity pools are how you get money out of crypto, right? You can't just cash out a coin like CX coin, right? You can't buy groceries with it. Someone has to be willing to trade you that coin for something that, sort of has value. So coins like this rely on something called liquidity pools, a big sort of pot of money. And what Ice Poseidon did, using the fact that he created this coin, he rug pulled 90% of that from his community, which meant that that's $300,000 that his investors would not be able to get back out. And at this point, I simply had had enough. This was a scam. He had lied to me from the beginning, and he had lied to others about it, and I wanted to confront it. But I couldn't let him know that I knew anything, otherwise he wouldn't pick up the call. So I simply told him I wanted to chat, and to my surprise, he agreed. And so on the 26th of...
Okay, so for anyone that isn't here, that is defending Paul, this is the part you should watch. Paul literally and utterly admits to it. Literally admits to it. So I don't see why some people in the chat are defending it. I don't understand how you guys are not like... I understand a lot of you guys are very hurt, and I understand a lot of you guys like Paul's content. And yes, Paul had great content. He was very funny when he used to stream and when he used to actually have, his streams. But, like, obviously, no longer does he stream. But there's nothing you can defend when the person quite literally and utterly admits to it and is fully keyed up with the evidence into it. And I know a lot of people in this chat, unlike almost every other chat here, you guys are from the CX community, and so am I. So seeing this kind of stuff, it's just sad. I mean, I think more than anything, it's very pathetic for Paul to do that to his community and to do it for money. His community has given him way more than $300,000-$600,000 over the years of streaming. I mean, Paul used to make almost like $600,000 to $1 million in his peak for the year, and he decides that the final hoorah of streaming, rather than ending it on a good note, on a final note, he ends it on scamming his viewers, which is like absolutely ridiculous. And then I see people in the chat saying like, we're going to forgive him. I think you're retarded, genuinely speaking here. Like, I know I'm really mean to a lot of people, but like the people that are like saying like we're definitely going to forgive him. You are brain damaged, like a lot. I mean, it's painful, but the only people that genuinely are going to defend this, no matter how close you're to Paul, I mean, I assumed that Paul wouldn't do this, and I've held a friendship with him for many years, but like this shit and what is coming out with it, I mean, it's undeniably fucking sad. It's pretty much on par with what Sam Pepper has been doing, and I mean, there's no defending it. It's just a complete, absolute pathetic ending to a story. Like, Paul had such a humble beginning, a crazy start, an insanely amazing career, and then all of it to be thrown away to fucking scamming his own viewers is, I don't know, it's worse than Emily faking cancer for sympathy donations back in 2013. Like, this is like the absolute utter biggest fuck you. Like, because the community gave Paul pretty much everything in a sense of a stardom. Obviously, his community was toxic, but he made the community toxic himself. But that community gave him way more than $1 million over the years of streaming. And, he could have easily ended it with saying, I don't want to stream anymore. It's not fun. I don't like it. And he could have ended it on a good note. He could have ended it as a legend. But it seems ever since the swatting and the FBI of the mansion and the falling apart of everything, and he basically let that define him. And the ending of it, of Paul, is basically, I don't care anymore. I'm gonna scam my viewers for what's left, and call it a day. And I mean, it just makes more sense to when I visited Paul, how he, his demeanor, the way he acted. It makes sense. I mean, it's sad, and more than anything, it's just like, what a sad way to end everything. All of that just for $300,000. I don't know. Sad shit.
Of January, we had the call you're about to see. And mind you, I'm expecting him sort of to deny everything. Like, who would take credit for this? Well, Ice would, I guess. It looks like the coin got rugged. You know anything about that?
Not rugged, but,
Well, someone pulled all the liquidity out. That's a rug, right?
that would be a rug, yes. But there is still liquidity in there.
40K got left and 300K got ripped out or something like that?
Yeah, that is exactly what happened.
Right. Are you laughing? I mean, is that funny?
And also another point, because I see people bringing up one thing to me, saying, John, you do not understand cryptocurrency. I do, to a degree. I'm not a financial advisor. I just don't make it my personality on stream to talk about crypto and NFTs to you guys. But I do understand a RuneScape scam when I see it. This is literally the most simple scam. You're in World 302, the guy's doubling your money, you give him the money, he logs out. There is nothing else to this. There's nothing else to understand. And there's absolutely nothing else to fucking comprehend. The fact that anyone is defending this is because you lost your money to Paul and you're trying to say that you're going to get it back. This is just a lie. You got to wake up. You lost your money. You're just in denial. You basically bought into dog shit. You've lost your money. And now you're hoping that you can chill for it and maybe things will be fine. You're fucked. I'm so sorry. But I might not be smart. And I might not know crypto too much. But you're in denial, dude. I'm sorry, but you got scammed.
No.
You're hearing this right. He's admitting he took out 90% of the money, but that's not a rug pull, apparently. He had to do it after all. The crypto markets were crashing, and if he didn't take out the money, who would?
The crypto market is crashing, and the $300,000 is in there. There's two options, right? Leave the money in there, and then if BNB goes down to like $100, the money goes to shit anyways.
No, I didn't
or
listen to
I can
CS.
take it, and the money is not just
You
going
may
to
have been
dust.
skipped.
The
Yeah,
money
I
would have,
still- and I
the money
still
would have
need-
never gone to dust. I mean, it just would go back to the investors when they sold out, when you told them, hey guys, I'm no longer interested in this project. I wiped my hands of it. You got your 50K in, you got your 50K out, you're good, right? You didn't deliver. This is not your money. I can't believe you keep thinking of it as your money that's going away. That's your investors' money, and it should be their decision what they do with it.
Okay, that's a fair point.
That's a fair point. Yet, despite all these fair points I kept making, every time Ice got cornered about the fact that he was basically stealing from his investors, he slowly pivoted his language from, oh, this isn't a rug pull, to more like, well, the investors deserved it. He said, they believed too much in his project and his word.
There's part of the responsibility is on them as well for being, putting too much emotion into it.
Now, look, I want to be clear. I agree that investing in any influencer coin is idiotic, but the logic here seems to be insane. They believed me, so it's okay I scammed them? I asked Ice about this. I don't know if you're trying to say they deserve it. You're saying they owe some responsibility. I agree they owe some responsibility, but do they deserve to get ripped off?
No, nobody deserves that.
It just won't happen, though.
Like I said, sometimes you have to look out for yourself. I don't really know how else you want me to put it. You could say it in all these different ways and make it sound as horrible as possible. And you know what? I can agree with you on some of those things. I just don't like to put it in those specific ways because it makes it sound like that was the intention from the start, which it wasn't.
And there it is, the final refuge of every scammer. I started with good intentions. I meant to do the right thing. But I kept reminding Ice Poseidon or Paul or whatever, his excuses made no sense because it wasn't as if...
Dude, there you go. So, to make it simpler for people that are telling me that I don't understand crypto, imagine you give your friend 1 billion GP in RuneScape. Super easy to understand. And you say, hey man, can I have my money back? I just don't want you to, use it anymore. And your friend goes, I could, but I don't want to because then I wouldn't have the money. Well, yeah, I get that, but can I have my money back? Yeah, no, because then I won't have the money, so I'm gonna look out for myself. Is like the most fucking dumbest excuse I've ever heard in my life. Just, don't want to. What? How many times that happened to you, though? What do you mean? Oh, me getting scammed in RuneScape? A few times. A few times. I'm like, hey, bro, can I have my 5 bet? Nah. You should. Oh, actually, I do remember the first time I got scammed. I got scammed by a longtime friend. I gave him a purple party hat in RuneScape in 2008. It was worth 500 mil. I said, hey, can I have it back? And he said, nah, bro, you should have known better to not trust anybody. You believed I wasn't going to scam you. That's your fault. And I'm just like, 2 years of a friendship for what, $500? That's pathetic. All right, sure. It's literally the equivalent of that exact same. Too. Yeah. I had an ex-girlfriend that when she broke up with me, she's like, hey, I'm kind of fucked. Can I have $100? I'm like, shit. I mean, $100 isn't gonna make my life too different. I mean, I'm okay comfortably financially right now. Sure, I'll give you $100 to get back on your feet. Blocked forever. I'm like, that's it? $100? Okay. Shit, $100. That's it. That was the rug pull. $100. Yeah, adios. I was like, okay, wow. But I mean, more than anything, the fact that Paul did this, sad. And more than anything, I think is just very pathetic on his act. And I'm more than likely expecting that Paul's probably going to unfollow me and hate me for not defending him on this. But like, I mean, Paul, if you're watching this, what were you thinking, dude? Genuinely, what did you think the outcome was going to be? Did you not think it was going to come back and fuck you in the ass? I mean, like, makes no sense to me, man. Like, out of all things, this is how you decide to end it all? On a fucking 300K rug pull? I don't know. Yikes.
The money was gone. It wasn't as if it had vanished. He still had it and could return it at any point. He doesn't have to go down as the scammer. So I don't know why you're acting like it has to end with like you being the bad guy here. That's not what I'm trying to do at all. I'm trying to like get you to return the money because it's 100% still available and you could do that. So that's what I'm not understanding is I want to get to that point. I don't think we're going to get there.
If you want the answer, yeah, I could give the money back. It is within my power.
Okay, so this is the part where my brain fucking shit itself. And this is the part where I just don't understand Paul's fucking mindset on this. Okay? This is where I just don't, this doesn't make sense. All right? This part, listen to this.
I don't think we're going to get there.
If you want the answer, yeah, I could give the money back. It is within my power. But I'm going to look out for myself and not do that. I don't like know what else to say. That's just the most honest answer.
Now, I do believe
he's just looking out for himself, guys. He's looking out for himself. What?
he's being honest here. I believe this is the most mask-off anybody's ever been on my channel. Most of the time when you get these guys on the phone, they just try to deflect and dodge. I don't think that's happening here. Ice is being 100% transparent, and I realized it was a unique opportunity to get the full story of how these scams work. Ice Poseidon proceeded to walk me through the details on exactly how long it takes to whip up an influencer scam like this and the profits you can expect from it. Can you tell me how much money you made off this? I'll just call it a scam. I know you don't want to call it a scam, but it is a scam. So what did you make off this?
Well, I got 55%, and then 45% went to my developers. So I don't know, probably like 300,000.
Nice. What a good profit from doing. I mean, how long did you work on this project? Like, seriously, how long did you work? I'm just curious.
Well, like you said, it was a fork, so I don't know, a couple weeks.
What do you plan to do with the money?
Invest into crypto, Ethereum, mainly.
Well, there you have it. For 2 weeks of work, forking someone else's program, you can get $300,000, which annualized is a pay rate of $7.8 million per year if he would just scam every 2 weeks. It's not hard to see the...
Who are the developers? That's also a question that I wonder. Who made this? Like, I'm trying to figure this out. From what I know, the people that were around Paul in the past 6 months is Moises and Stevie G. And then Gary, the producer. These are the only 3 people that I've seen around Paul ever. So who's the developers? No one's talking about this. Who's the other people that were in on this and got the other percentage? Why is this not brought up? Who was it? Or, like, I mean, like, this is a question. Like, who's the developer? Who's the one that did this with him? Because they're as much as accountable as he is, because they also did it at the same. Like, everyone had the intention of making, an easy buck. I don't think it was Sam Pepper. No, Sam Pepper already scammed children with cancer. He's out of the country, so no.
Appeal, obviously, but what blew my mind is that he hadn't gotten away with this. Like, he got caught red-handed, and somehow I guess I was just expecting him to go, oh, well, okay, I guess I'll return the money now. But no, he just kept doubling down. You are deciding to do the thing. You know that, and you're still doubling down.
I am doubling down. Do you not agree, though, some of the responsibility is on people who, if you're still holding something that's inactive for months, like, sure, okay, maybe they, have faith in me, whatever, but that's not a good...
That's your fans, dude. That's your fans. These are people who followed you since they were kids.
Yeah, EBZ's defending Paul because EBZ is, well, I don't know how to put this nicely, but EBZ has room temperature IQ. He's very stupid. Like, he is a special breed of stupidity. So I don't understand how anyone's surprised that he's defending this. EBZ has a brain of a toddler. The fact that you guys are saying that he's defending it, EBZ can't connect a brain cell to the other one. Do you blame him? He just wants to hold on to Paul because he knows that maybe Paul might stream again and he can get viewers. So he does not want to burn the bridge with Paul. But, I mean, EBZ's a little dumb, guys. Alright? He's not the smartest, he's not the smartest cookie. He's very dumb. So, and anyone that believes that EBZ is, what's the word? A developer. EBZ is retarded. There's no way he's a developer. You're telling me a developer does a Reddit recap from a POV of the phone pointing at the camera at the screen? No, I don't think so. I don't think EBZ knows how to use Omegle proxies. I don't think EBZ knows what crypto really is. I don't even think EBZ knows how to use anything. He's like your dad with 6,000 fucking tabs on the phone and has it opened up really big. And when you close his phone, he has fucking 80 things open in the background. He's not a developer. He's just stupid.
Kids, they admire you. They look up to you. That's the people you're...
I agree, sweetie.
That's their
EBZ's
fault.
developer. They
Honestly,
give you
couldn't
Mentos.
believe
No,
what
he's
he
not.
was
Take the
saying.
499.
Not that he didn't care. I'm kind of used to that. But he clearly expects zero consequences for his actions, right? And this made me think that at least part of the reason for this might be because stories like Save the Kids, which got huge press, ultimately nothing happened. Don't get me wrong. It's important to get these stories out there anyway. But you have to understand the inner workings of the greedy influencer. When you don't have law enforcement consequences for what is essentially theft and fraud, you end up with people like Ice Poseidon realizing they can do the same without consequence. And I'm not merely speculating here. This clip you're about to watch is of Ice Poseidon discussing with his partner, Moistcr1tikal's, what happened to Sam Pepper, one of the leaders of Save the Kids. They don't talk as if he's a cautionary tale, but instead as if Sam Pepper had won, as if...
All right, and another thing. Sam Pepper, for like the past year and a half, has been scamming people left and right. He literally fucking spams all types of dog shit fucking coins, gets paid for it. He fucking shills out dog shit NFTs all the time. I mean, literally Sam Pepper has been rug pulling and doing this shit for fucking a year now. Alright? He's just got the method down. He doesn't give a fuck. So, looking from the perspective of Paul being like, yeah, dude, he won. Sam Pepper scammed kids with cancer. Like, does that not, like, blow your mind? Like, how is that even a win? That's, like, actually fucking wild. Absolutely wild.
Sam Pepper had beat the system. He stole money, and he got away with it.
I mean, I did watch that Coffeezilla video. I think Sam's a fucking millionaire now. So I think he still succeeded me, although he got it in a very poor way. He made it up like a bandit, bro.
Sam's probably a fucking nowhere like probably has like.
Okay, so like imagine this. Basically, what Sam did is like equivalent. Let's say like there's a big streamer. Like let's say an example, someone that would pull lots of money. Let's say PewDiePie does a charity stream for cancer for children, right? W. Thank you. I'll catch it. Imagine PewDiePie does a charity, right, for children with cancer, and he makes $2 million, and then he says, guys, actually, this is a lot of money. I'm going to keep it because I'm looking out for myself. This is literally what Sam did. But this is Paul looking at him going like, yeah, he's a winner. He looked out for himself. He did good for himself. I mean, that is just so fucking stupid. Holy shit. I mean, how the fuck can somebody watch this video and defend Paul is, well, I mean, makes no sense. Makes no sense.
Crypto. The dude broke his lease.
If you got to
on his
yeah.
Tesla. The dude paid.
I can actually do it here in a
like,
second.
what was it? 10 stacks to break his lease.
I don't know. Yeah, if you're breaking your lease and leaving the country, I mean, you
Bro,
definitely
he
you
flew first class
I mean,
to Europe.
if he really felt the need to do all that, then he probably made plenty of
Bro,
money.
I heard.
Sam Pepper scammed people, but because he did it without going to jail, he's successful. He got away with it. That's how these people think. So is it any wonder when Ice Poseidon is caught also stealing money, his response is, oh, well, I'm just going to look out for number one. It's their fault for getting scammed. They shouldn't have believed me. He's just so obviously not afraid of getting caught. And why would he? In fact, I asked him about this fact, whether these things should be prosecuted, and he seemed to think that this was a wild idea.
Do you think the FBI should get involved with cases like this, or like the SEC, or do you think like people like you should be prosecuted?
No.
I can't say this enough. These guys aren't scared. They think they can do whatever they want. They'll just fork a coin, take $300,000, another $200,000, another $250K, and walk away, and screw you, what are you going to do about it? Oh, and by the way, in case you thought that this was just a matter of Ice Poseidon messing up once, I actually found old clips of him admitting to what seems to be some kind of credit card phishing scam.
I fished credit cards back when I was younger, dude. I didn't do anything with the credit cards because I was like afraid of going to jail.
But that time, he didn't go through with it because he was afraid of the consequences. Well, that was then and this was now, and now he's not scared anymore. Ultimately, this whole conversation between me and Ice ended with us just sort of going in circles. Me pointing out that what he was doing was ethically wrong, him telling me that he agreed, but he essentially doesn't care. And I felt sort of like a failure afterward.
Thank you for the 20. Skits and more. I'll catch all donations when the video ends in 2 minutes.
To be honest, I didn't achieve my goal of having Ice Poseidon return the money to his victims. However, a few hours afterwards, Ice Poseidon DM'd me one last time. He told me he wasn't going to give all the money back, but he was planning to give a little bit of it back, $155,000. Now, I want to be clear about this. Giving back $155,000 is better than nothing. It's good for the investors who hopefully will withdraw their money as soon as watching this video. But it's so obviously a last-minute Hail Mary for whatever is left of his reputation, it's kind of pathetic. I mean, to be clear, he's still keeping the bulk of the money. He knows that, and he knows that we know that. Remember, this still leaves him with taking $200,000 from the project at the start, another $250,000 from the marketing wallet, which went basically nowhere, and then $300,000 from the liquidity pool, of which he's saying, okay, I'll return $155,000. I don't know what this is supposed to demonstrate. Are people supposed to all of a sudden applaud as he gives a small fraction of what he took? Except, wait a minute, I just checked. Ice Poseidon doesn't even seem like he can do that much. After DMing me, I went to the Telegram and his admin updated everyone and said, we just finished a buyback of over 120 BNB rocket emoji, which is not $155,000. It's only $40,000. Now, whether Ice Poseidon has actual plans to put the rest in or, oh my gosh, return the full amount, I really doubt it. It's just amazing to see that Ice seems to be doing this only because he got caught, sort of got interrogated for 30 minutes, and faces reputational damage, yet he still can't muster the moral courage, or at least fear, to return the small fraction of money he promised. And so to close this, look, I'll be honest, in my opinion, Ice Poseidon is not a good person. I don't think he regrets anything or feels bad about any of this. And I think the unfortunate conclusion many other influencers will come to when looking at this is that Ice, like Sam Pepper, has finally made it. He's succeeded in the influencer game. He's gotten away with it. Or has he? There may still be ways to prevent stuff like this from happening. There are two things you can really do. Number one, you can share this video so more people become aware of what Ice did and get more eyeballs on it. But two, if anyone was scammed by CX Coin and lost money, they can report their losses to ic3.gov, linked below. This is the FBI submission portal if you've been defrauded or wronged. And if enough people report things like this, there's a chance people will be brought to justice. I just hope it happens sooner than later. That way I'll stop hearing about how influencers like Sam Pepper made it. Until then, all I can do is report, dig, and investigate. That's all for now. I'm Coffeezilla. Thanks for watching.
All right, so there's that whole video. Now, I
saw that someone stole.
I feel like I've kind of already recapped also before even watching, because I already watched my second time watching it.
You could do that.
But, I mean, let me just say this really quick to reiterate everything, just to recap it. What Paul did is absolutely the dumbest thing I think he could have possibly fucking done, quite literally, ever. Like, this is the absolute most fucking dumb thing he could have easily done. And he did it. And I truly think there probably will not be a consequence for Paul. I don't think there will be for him. But I think Paul is genuinely, completely, and utterly fucked. Because you gotta look at it in this sense. Paul has $300,000, $500,000 cash, which is not enough money to retire, not enough money to call it quits and be like, I'm done doing anything for a living. And let's say, he has to, have a bad trade. He loses more money. Now he's fucked. It doesn't matter. The amount of people that are going to report Paul for the fact that this happened is going to fuck him even more. I think at the end of the year, with the taxes on all of this money coming out, and if Paul doesn't do good on trading, Paul might be left with absolutely fucking no money and negative. And he's going to be so fucked, and he has no ability to come back to streaming because he's completely and utterly burnt every bridge with that. There's no way he's ever getting unbanned from Twitch again. That is gone. That is out the window. He's never going to have a relationship with a serious company ever again. That's never going to happen again. He's never going to have the ability to have a chance in any way or formidable way to be taken seriously in any way. And if he did not already burn bridges with people that he used to associate with, he now 100% has burned a bridge with anyone ever. A lot of people stayed friends with Paul over the years just because they, okay, I'll be friends with Paul, even though controversial person, understandable. But this is just completely unacceptable. It's basically taking money away from people that you thought you could possibly, actually trust. I know a lot of people. There's got to be people in here. There's no way there's not somebody in here that got scammed by Paul, because you are a CX viewer from back in the day. Someone here believed Paul, invested in Paul, and now they're fucked in this chat. And, I'm sorry to say, but you are definitely fucked, and you 100% are not getting money. But this just makes a lot more sense to me. I visited Paul a month ago to say hi, to see how he's doing in life, because he hasn't streamed in months. And I asked Paul one question 3 times. When are you going to stream again? When do you plan to stream again? And Paul said, I don't plan to streaming. I'm done. Why would I stream when I could just make more money trading? And he seemed very content with the fact that he's financially set. Which I thought to myself, okay, I guess he's doing pretty good with trades. He's doing pretty good with crypto. Understandable. Okay, good for him. But it makes a lot more sense now of how he has this money that he's now not worried about ever wanting to stream again. And, things are going to be okay. It just makes more sense now. And to look at it, it is just fucking stupid that he did it, 1, to end it off like this with scamming everybody. And 2, out of everything he could have done, he could have easily just gave the money back the second he took it out to fix the issue. But he decided consciously to scam all of you. Consciously. Like, he made the choice, like, I am definitely going to keep the money. So, I truly and utterly believe Paul has fucked himself in every angle possible. And anyone that believed in Paul giving the money back, you are never going to get your money back. And for anyone that wonders why I never associated with talking about CX coin ever, is because I was skeptical that it was a real thing. I honestly assumed that it probably wasn't a real thing, and it was going to be something that was not legitimate. And when the skepticism came out, looks like I wasn't wrong. Thank God I didn't say anything about it to anyone to add on to the fumes of you getting scammed. I'm sorry for anyone that has been scammed, but more than anything, I'm just disappointed in how fucking stupid Paul is to do something like this. Out of all the things he could have ended his career on, this is basically just ending it on social suicide. And, well, he's definitely never, ever going to stream again. And I think you all can easily agree with that. And I think the only person that is going to actually defend Paul is EBZ, because he's fucking stupid. I don't understand why the fuck he'd be defending him. But I think going forward, literally anyone, and I mean anyone, that was not skeptical about this coin when it first came out, you confuse me. Because it's an Ice Poseidon coin. Okay? And the only reason why I bring it up to skepticism is because you guys know Paul as much as I know Paul. Right? Think about this. Paul used to make lots of money streaming. A shit ton of it. And he explained to all of you, very frankly, that his month to month, after every month of streaming of making $100,000, he would leave himself with nothing. He would spend everything. And he did that for years. So Paul already explained to you guys, verbatimly, he showed you that he couldn't save up money. He couldn't invest it. He would lose it by spending it on stupid shit. And at the end of the month, he would lose his money and have no money. And he explained it to you guys. I remember this. So when Paul came out with a coin that he said was driven by the community, you guys basically said, okay, I'm going to disregard the fact that Paul isn't good with money. I'm going to invest into it. And I mean, I personally didn't say anything about it because I wanted to give him the slight benefit of the doubt. But no, he's fucking stupid. He actually scammed you guys. And I mean, dude, EBZ is going to be defending him. EBZ is going to be like, I don't want to. I want Paul to be my friend. I want Paul to give me a shout out. I mean, dude. And for anyone wondering, is Paul gonna ever acknowledge this? No. Is Paul ever gonna talk about this? No. And to be completely honest with you, if I had to look in the future, I think I know what Paul will do. I think Paul, if he ever does address it, and this is very iffy, but if he does address it, I think it will be in a sense to make himself look like a victim, and it's your fault for investing in it, and it wasn't his fault that you guys got scammed, and he feels bad because he didn't want this to happen. And then someone will be stupid, like EBZ, and some of his longtime viewers, and still somewhat fucking believe him, which makes no sense. I mean, Paul's just going to go live, and he's going to cry. And people are going to eat it up and be like, oh my god, I feel bad. I'm going to invest in his next project. And to be completely honest with you, if you get scammed by Paul again, I mean, you are literally, I mean, you're fucking dumb. You're literally so stupid. I mean, if I were Paul, which I would never do this to my community, and I would never do this to anybody for no amount of money, because no amount of money is going to fucking make you happy in that kind of sense, especially fucking friends over, or even worse, in my sense, a community that brought you to where you are today. It's even a bigger spin in the face. I mean, essentially, Paul decided to end everything by literally saying fuck you to the people that got him where he was to this day, and basically, you know, throw it to the side. Basically threw you guys to the fucking road like a wet paper towel. Just fucking utterly useless. So, I mean, to conclude all of this, I'm interested to see other people's perspectives coming out. There will be more videos from bigger content creators talking about this, and I know for a fact Paul's not going to bring it up. Paul's probably going to go completely silent, and he's probably going to just, you know, disappear, which I wouldn't be surprised. I don't understand why anybody would think that Paul's going to actually address this, and I don't think anyone here is going to even assume Paul's going to not fuck you even deeper if you continuously follow into the path of it. I think this is Paul's exit plan, a very pathetic exit plan as well too. And I know people in the chat are saying, but John, Paul was nice to you. I mean, look at it this way. You have to put it in a simple aspect. Just because someone might be nice to you, someone might be, you know, friendly to you, doesn't mean they're not a shit person, bro. I mean, there is utterly and absolutely no way anyone here, and I see people here, should be defending Paul in this sense, and I don't understand how the fuck anybody is going to defend him. I mean, Paul literally did this to himself, and I think this is the final nail in the coffin for Paul. And it sucks because, I mean, I was very close to Paul over the years, and I just didn't think Paul had it in him to be this fucking stupid. But this entire exit plan of fucking scamming everybody for such a small amount of money too as well, keep that in mind. People are like, oh, John, it was $1 million. He scammed for $1 million. I don't think you understand Paul. Paul spent $1 million on fucking renting out places in LA and buying robots and having fucking, you know, stupid shit. Even if Paul did have $1 million, do you really think he's going to retire with $1 million? Do you think he's set for life? Absolutely not. I don't think it would last. I think it'd be completely fucking gone. I mean, and then also, I think a lot of people keep forgetting, you have to consider taxes as another thing too. That's going to be 36%. So, I don't know. I'm interested to see how this unfolds. I know there's more videos to come, and obviously, the videos that will be coming out, I will be reacting to them, because I know for a fact there will be different angles of this coming out. And I mean, I just really wonder what Paul's even thinking. I know for a fact. I know he's looking at everything. He's watching the streams. He's watching the videos. He's watching the Twitter feed. He's reading the comments. I mean, something tells me that he's laughing at this. Like, ah, fuck it. Well, whatever. I guess it is what it is. I don't genuinely think he's sitting there actually being like, ah, fuck, I should do something about it. I think it's a little late for that, don't you think? Now, let me catch the donos. This one's coming from We Can't Trust You, donates $2 and says, you thought you could hide from this, but I found it. I believe you would do this to us. We trusted you, so you're working with Ice Poseidon. Here's proof. I will unsub. I'll watch you here in a second. And then Skid some more $20. He says, hey, John, I haven't watched your streams in a while, but I would like to say that you got a nice beard going on. Hey, thank you, my man. Appreciate that. Editor Primary donates $5 super chat and says, Ice most likely did this because he hates YouTube streaming and its algorithm. And it was an easy way out. You think complaints of YouTube's valid? I don't really care how bad your life is, and I don't really think, no matter how bad you're doing in life, there is no suitable reason to fuck the people that supported you around you. Like, that makes no sense. You're basically defending Paul in that kind of aspect because, like, oh, he didn't like it. That's very toxic. That's like having a girlfriend and cheating on her and be like, oh, I'm just doing it because I don't like you anymore, but, like, you know, you're there, so whatever. I mean, that's genuinely what you're like in a bad relationship, defending it in that aspect. Just because Paul didn't like streaming doesn't mean he should scam it. There's times I don't like fucking doing Omegle, but I'm never going to fucking scam you guys. And I'm never going to do it for the motive of, like, oh, I guess I don't like it. I'm going to fuck my viewers. I'm going to fuck everybody that's been there for me for 7 years. No. That's so beta. That's so fucking weak. Just be a fucking man and do something else. Don't fucking end it with a little cum stain on the wall fucking everybody over. I mean, What are you defending him? Are you retarded? I'm so confused mentally here. I mean, there is genuinely no defense for that. And the BC Beatson donates $2 and he says, imagine if after all this, John was like, all right, and with that, I'd like to introduce you guys to Project HX Coin. I joked about that all day with JB. All right, there's a video saying that I am a part of this whole entire thing and I'm a developer. Let me look up the video, make sure it's not porn.
You're a pedophile, mister. Normal guys don't come that fast.
Normal guys. Alright, and then the last video, which I already watched. I don't really care to watch it again. It's just a very summarized statement of what I was already watching.
Cryptocurrency and scams.
But really
the most
quick,
iconic duo.
This is the video that I put on right when I came home today from snowboarding. And the second I saw this, I didn't read the title. I just clicked on it. And then, thank you, Centron, for the double. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'll catch you here in a second. Centron donates $1, and he says, hey, he says, serious question, and don't answer if you don't want to. When Paul genuinely, when was Paul genuinely cared or showed empathy for anyone but himself without expecting something in return? I'm thinking hard. Give me a second. I'm trying my best. Give me a second. Yep, no, I got nothing. I can't think of anything. Wait.
Now that is a big W.
Oh. Wait, no. Wait. Thank you, Beard. Fuck it, dude. 1 second. I had one point, but it was automatically shot down instantly. I was going to say, back when Paul was in his absolute prime, he let a lot of people leech off of him. But then I look back onto it, they were 100% used for content because they're fucking retarded. And they couldn't have a spine for themselves. And they were just used by Paul because they were fucking stupid. So Paul used them in turn by giving them a fucking small audience, but used them as content. So it was never mind. For a second I was going to say, like, letting someone leech off you, but I don't think that's really considered, I mean, man, that's a great question, dude. That's a great fucking question. I mean, a phenomenal question, I have to say. I've never used my brain this hard. Give me a moment here. I'm gonna try my absolute best. Somebody in the chat said, that's what you did to Keith. Keith wanted to go back to New York to see his kids. I didn't kick him out. And hardly, I already explained why I kicked him out. He had a fucking lazy eye. That's it. We didn't see eye to eye. But to be completely honest, it's a whole different story. It's a whole thing I can go into, and I really don't want to go into it again because I don't give a fuck anymore at all. And we're not friends anymore. But I didn't kick Keith out. I didn't. He wanted to go home to see his children. It's not a lie. Second off, I'm not even there anymore. Anyways, moving on. I give up. That's a great question. I will think about it long and hard all night. Remember when you was talking shut up about our OnlyFans girl because she was taking advantage of dumb men by having them give her money for OnlyFans and he would never do something like that? Yeah. I mean, sweetie, I'm just thinking about literally everything right now about Paul in the aspect of that particular question. What the question basically says, serious question, don't answer if you don't want to. When was Paul genuinely care or show empathy for someone without him expecting something in return? That's a phenomenal question. And, I mean, I'm genuinely going to try to think here for a minute more. But, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I can't give you an answer. Everyone that I've ever talked to did not end on a good note with Paul. At all. Ever. And it was always Paul burning the bridge with what I have understood. Every time. I have never, ever seen it go other ways, for the most part. To be fair, that's true. Sophia has a really good point. He wasn't being fake. He was very blunt about it. But this question is basically saying, like, when did he do something not to expect something in return out of kindness? I mean, the thing is, and the video that you guys watched, Paul does something that is absolutely fucking mind-boggling. He just lets you know. He just lets you know that he's brutally fucking you. He's being honest. So, I don't say that he was fake, but I don't think he was empathetic in any way whatsoever to do something without getting something in return, at least, if that makes sense. But someone in the chat says that he bought Kaylee at Burger King once. Why are you sucking his dick so goddamn deep? I guess you're right. Paul did buy somebody a cheeseburger. I guess everything he did doesn't matter then. He bought Kaylee a cheeseburger. Then it doesn't matter that he scammed everybody and fucked all of you guys. Now what am I thinking? He bought somebody a cheeseburger. Why didn't you bring that up earlier? If you brought that up earlier, I wouldn't even fucking reacted to this video. That guy probably like has got 10 grand in CX coin right now, and he's probably like, he bought Kaylee a burger, John, so he definitely is, he's working on getting us the money back right now. That's what he's doing, John. He bought Kaylee a burger. Yeah, you're fucked. Anyways, explain to us all. Okay, man, really, because everyone is saying that this is your part. I'm going to play your video for 5 seconds, but I'm sure it's some anime titty cum. I will never watch your videos. Alright, anyways, last video. And there's a new video tomorrow as well. It won't load. Why not? I'm not watching your video. No.
Oh, they go together like peanut butter and jelly. Today...
Oh, the internet went to dog shit. I must be getting throttled by the developers. Give me a second.
Cryptocurrency and scams. The most iconic...
The fuck? What the... I thought I have 800 download, dude. What the fuck's going on? What happened to the internet?
Duo. They go together like peanut butter and jelly. Today...
How come I cannot watch a dog shit video? What the fuck's going on? I thought I had good internet. I had good download, too. What's going on?
A once massive streamer was exposed for stealing five...
Why is the video lagging? Alright, let me refresh this. What's going on here? I think it might be the video.
Cryptocurrency and scams. The most iconic...
What's going on? I don't know. Let me reopen the page. It's actually like completely, utterly shit itself. I don't know what's going on. Fuck down, Trump 3.33. I appreciate that. Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. I feel like I'm getting DDoSed.
Iconic duo. They go to...
Okay, I'll give the video a second to load up. I don't understand why it's this bad. That makes no sense. I'm not downloading anything. We have fucking great internet. I know that for a fact. We upgraded to a fucking 1,000 download. So, that's kind of fucking confusing. Why is the internet so fucking bad? My internet's fine. I'm playing RuneScape on 2 tabs and fucking catching chinchompas this whole fucking time while AFKing sand crabs and having a YouTube video loaded up there in my chat. No issues, but this video won't play.
Cryptocurrency and scams. The most iconic duo. They go together like peanut butter and jelly. Today, a once massive streamer was exposed for stealing $500,000, roughly, from his fans. This is the story of Ice Poseidon and CX Coin. I'm sure you've heard of Ice Poseidon at some point. He used to be the most influential...
Oh my god! Okay, let me just open up a whole new window. Let me refresh. Let me just close Chrome. Oh my god. Okay, let's try it
on Twitch.
I'm also going to bring down the quality to the lowest quality human possible. 144p. Bro, someone is fucking throttling my internet.
But over the years, he's faded into obscurity like a fart in the wind. Just fleeting, but stinking the entire time. Ice Poseidon's a name you still can't even really mention on Twitch. It's like Voldemort, because he got banned on there quite a while ago, and then when he made the switch to YouTube, he never quite recovered. So his channel really faded, and now it's just kind of like talking about a fossil. But last year, he made kind of a resurgence. He announced a cryptocurrency called CX Coin. Now, even just at a surface level, knowing nothing about Ice Poseidon, it still seems like a stupid thing to invest in, just a random streamer who has no technological background announcing a cryptocurrency. You'd have to be pretty close to overdosing on Xanax to think that that's a worthwhile investment, but knowing his past makes it even goofier. Ice Poseidon has a history of openly scamming people and being super honest with it. He even went on stream one time just fully admitting to a Ponzi scheme he was running.
In order for the investors to make their money back.
Okay, so this... Let's just revert back to this. I actually wanted to talk about this. I lived with Paul at the time with this. And SSJ was there. And oh my fucking god. The amount of mental gymnastics was fucking insane. The defending that people were giving for this in the household was insane. The things that SSJ would say to defend Paul was absolutely insane. It's like they were on drugs. The things that were said and explained, I was so fucking confused with what to even believe, because I would read the Reddit, and then I would listen to fucking psychotic SSJ explain the situation, and I knew what he was explaining was 100% not what was happening in reality. And while all this was happening, I lived right next door to Paul in this house when this was all going on.
That is a big W.
I mean, looking back at this, I genuinely believe that this point right here, this pinnacle point, and more than anything of this pinnacle point, I think Paul's career, his vision for what he had for streaming, ended when SSJ became his manager. That is when everything went downhill from there, and that's when everything fucking fell apart. Thank you. I'm your shadow. Donates $1. Mew 5. Thank you for that. Fuck down. Donates 3. I'll catch the video later. I think everything from that point went down because the things that SSJ would say to Paul would somehow subconsciously believe it and go with it. Like, the things that SSJ would recommend was outright blatantly fucking stupid. But more than anything, I mean, SSJ was extremely fucking delusional and would mentally defend anything stupid that Paul would do as long as it would leave him with a job. And obviously it all ended terribly. This ended terribly. I mean, I remember going into the CX mansion assuming, and Frost Fiction, I don't know if you're still here, but you were out there working, making art for the house. You were working your ass off, making things happen because you thought this was going to be a real thing. I personally, mentally, thought it would last a few months. Sophia was more realistic than me. She actually had, a little more of a brain. She assumed that this whole fiasco would last at merely, give or take, maximum 1 month before everything would fall apart. I personally, at the time, remember hoping that this whole entire thing and the whole house and all of it, I was hoping that it would last 6 months. It all fell apart. And in this clip right here, this was like, I believe, truly the catalyst, the main thing, that core memory, where everything went down for Paul, and it's never reversed from this point. And he's corrupted to the point where he's actually got into, where he is today, skimming the viewers.
Back, what we do is we grow the company to a certain point, and then we have other investors come in, and obviously they invest their money as well, hopefully more than $2 million. And then obviously when we get more than $2 million invested, the other investors will get their $2 million back. It's not a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme. Okay. I don't really know how to explain it, because I didn't explain that very well, I guess.
That is the textbook definition of a Ponzi scheme. It's like he fucking read it right off of Webster's. And he's just super honest with it. He also talked about the time he used to fish credit cards. Like, he openly has admitted to scams in the past, and yet for some reason, when he announced this cryptocurrency, people still put money into it. And I'm sure, just like a Darman video, they live to regret it, because goddamn, a video came out today where Coffeezilla dove in and proved that Ice Poseidon took almost $500,000 from that cryptocurrency, just rug pulled it. And it's a great video. I highly encourage you to watch it. I'm going to show a couple of clips here, but he does a great job of laying it all out, and even brings Ice Poseidon himself on the horn, who openly admits again to stealing the money and refusing to give it back, even though he openly says, yes, I took the money. It's an actual fucking felony. The dude just openly admits to defrauding investors. It's crazy. Like, I understand Ice Poseidon's damn near illiterate, but it's also shocking just how dumb he is sometimes. He openly, on Coffeezilla's interview, says, yeah, I took the money. No, I'm not giving it back.
To $500,000, and I'm going to prove it. He personally profited $300,000 by stealing money out of a crypto scheme that he set up. And when I confronted Ice Poseidon, who's better known by his real name, Paul Danino, about this scam, he was shockingly honest.
You want to keep the money that's not yours, that you took from the project, even though you failed to deliver.
I mean, I'm not really sure what you want me to say, but yeah.
I'm trying to, get you to return the money because it's 100% still available and you could do that.
Yeah, I could give the money back. It is within my power. But I'm going to look out for myself and not do that. I don't know what else to say. That's just the most honest answer.
Ice Poseidon's like Ed from Ed, Edd n Eddy, the one that just keeps talking about buttered toast, but if he was a criminal. He's honestly, I swear to God, like that stupid cartoon character that you'd think could never really exist in the real world, but somehow he does. But not only that, I truly believe Ice Poseidon thinks he's done nothing wrong. In the Coffeezilla interview, there's a point where Coffeezilla mentions that the people he took this money from are people that are less well off than he is. Somehow there are sentient, living, breathing human beings that for some reason were convinced this was a good idea to put money into. I just don't get it. For some reason, anytime cryptocurrency is mentioned, people just turn their brain off, hop on MetaMask, and dump their entire fucking life savings into poop-ass dog pussy coin and think that they're going to make $1 billion off of it. Like, I don't get it, but it keeps happening. And Coffeezilla mentions, like, hey, those people that you took the money from, they don't have that much money. And Ice Poseidon's like, oh, well, I don't like it when you say it like that.
Now, I pleaded with Paul, or Ice Poseidon, to return the money that he stole.
Good way to put it, my dude. It's
I think it's a pretty shitty thing to do.
So he clearly doesn't like to be confronted with the hard truth of what he actually did, so he's trying to, like, spin it somehow in his mind where he's not the bad guy, he's not the evil supervillain.
JMD says, I thought Ice stopped streaming to better himself. I thought, and this is before Paul stopped streaming where he is today, I thought Paul stopped streaming because he was bored. That's what I thought. I thought he was bored and he didn't want to do it anymore. And he was going to just do something else. No, he did this.
So he's like, oh, no, this was actually a righteous thing to do. In fact, I'm like the Batman of crypto or some shit. Like, he doesn't like it when you explain to him that what he actually did is just scam people less fortunate than he is. And I really feel like he has this some kind of main character syndrome or hero complex. Because at the end of Coffeezilla's video, spoiler alert, he does mention that he'll give back 155 grand. And then, like, what, expects us to pat him on the ass for it because he's giving back a fraction of the total amount that he stole? This goofy goober already stated in the interview he could give the full amount back if he wanted to. He just...
Tony B, you're the people that would get scammed by Paul, sadly. You just said a comment that I genuinely don't understand how the fuck you believe your own comment. You said, Paul stopped streaming because he got all the money from donations. Paul explained month to month, even at his absolute pinnacle peak of his channel, that he was losing money while still streaming, while still making $100,000 a month from spending it on stupid shit. So, no, Paul's not good with money, and you think he is.
Simply doesn't want to. He's a schoolyard bully, and he doesn't want to share his popsicles with the rest of the class. You know, and like we're supposed to like thank him for the 155 grand that he's willing to shave off of his pubic hair for us. He's just giving us some crumbs back. And then it turns out he didn't even give 155 grand back. He gave 40 grand back. So he couldn't even be bothered to do the full
My bad. I thought you were talking about streaming. I'm like, no, bro.
amount of his apology return. It's fucking shocking. Like, just imagine being robbed. They steal your TV, they steal your Xbox, PlayStation, they steal all your electronics. But then a week later, you get a box from the burglar, and he sent you the TV remote back and nothing else. What, are you supposed to, like, write a thank you note to them? Like, hey, fuck yeah, at least now I got this back.
You know anything about that?
I mean, yeah. I mean, not rugged, but, I mean...
Well, if someone pulled all the liquidity out, that's a rug, right?
That would be a rug, yes. But there is still liquidity in there.
40K got left and 300K got ripped out, or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, that is...
Paul left. He left right there. He was little jokesters. Ha, funny. Yes, sure. If you want to make EBZ have the ability to pay $10 for a burrito, you need Mentos. Absolutely.
Exactly what happened.
Right. Are you laughing? I mean, is that funny?
I mean, no.
You're hearing this right. He's admitting he took out 90% of the money, but that's not a rug pull, apparently.
$300,000 is in there. There's two options, right? Leave the money in there, and then if BNB goes down to like $100, the money goes to shit anyways, or I could take it and the money is not.
You know, and I also want to point out something else. I don't know who Paul is associating with that's a programmer, or who the fuck a developer is, but I genuinely believe anyone that's not going to call Paul out on this, that is in his close friend group, probably isn't on the scam. Because how can anyone, even of the viewers or the mod community from his Discord, continuously defend it? Obviously, granted, there are actually very stupid people that are obviously not in on it, but they're also just really stupid, and they believe, you know, this is all a mistake, and this is all, we love you, Paul, we understand, kind of thing. This is going to be fine. This is going to be completely, fixed, and this will not be an actual scam. This is just, it's going to be okay. I just truly believe, like, anyone that defends this, I mean, how is this a defendable thing? Like, I truly believe anyone that's going to be defending this is going to be, like, literally doing mental gymnastics. But yeah, no, it wasn't fully a rug pull, guys. It was, it was the viewer's fault. I'm remortgaging my house and pulling all my retirement out to put in the ball coin. Well, Brian, that sounds like a waste of money. Think of the 15 months. I'm not making a crypto. HX coin to the moon. Thank you, Plexus, for the 15. No, we're not making a shit coin.
Not just going
Thank
to
you, though,
dust.
for the love. For the
I
15
love that
months.
explanation
Thank
there
you.
for like his reasoning of stealing 300 grand. It's like, I was faced with two choices, the ultimatum, you know, the red or the blue pill. Do I let the money sit there and hit zero in this fucking poop project that I've started, or do I take
Thank you
the
guys for the
investors'
15 months.
money,
I appreciate it.
300 grand for myself, and then at least it never hits zero? I'm sure the investors wanted you to have that money, Paul. I'm sure they were really like breathing a sigh of relief, like, oh, fuck, what a hero. That money was about to hit zero, but luckily all of the money I invested
Damn, 15 months in a row. Coming in with the daddies, though. Obviously, a real fucking supporter here. I'm just joking. Thank you so much. He says, I'm doing what Brian is doing, too. Plexus can develop it properly this time. Guys, all jokes aside, I'm not making a shitcoin. I'm not going to fucking scam you. And I'm sure as hell not going to use you guys for a short fucking term cash gain. And, because I see people already saying it, no, I'm not going to make a fucking NFT.
to Paul instead. So now I've lost all of it, but, you know, at least Paul's got it.
I'll just call it a scam. I know you don't want to call it a scam, but it is a scam. So what did you make off this?
Well, I got 55%, and then 45% went to my developers. So I don't know, probably like 300,000.
Who's the developers?
Nice. What a good profit from doing. I mean, how long did you work on this project? Like seriously, how long did you work? I'm just curious.
Well, like you said, it was a fork, so I don't know, a couple weeks.
300,000 fat clams for 2 weeks worth of work, and I'm sure he inflated that. I don't think he did 2 weeks worth of work for this at all. And yeah, I highly encourage you to watch the Coffeezilla video. It is absolutely wild. I'll put a link to it in the description.
All right, now, this is the person that I'm
That
interested
is a
for
big
tomorrow. Let me explain
W.
something here. Thank you so much for not much for the dollar. I don't care if you scam me. Make a shitcoin, John. I'll invest. It'll be for the greater good. Anonymous. Truthfully speaking here, I do not want to scam anybody. I do not want to make a shitcoin. I do not want to make an NFT. And no, I'm not going to fuck you in the ass. If you truly want to throw money at me, go for it. But don't do it expecting something in return. Genuinely speaking, please, sincerely, fucking don't, okay? Because some people do, and it's weird. Like, people will donate $1,000 to me and be like, all right, give me mod. No. Fuck you. Absolutely fuck you. Do not. No. I will not give you shit. Because you know what that does? It makes a really extremely cringe-ass fucking relationship. So, to Anonymous, anybody out there, you know who you are. You're Grave. Grave donated $2,000 and expected that he deserves mod and he can do whatever he wants to my community. Fucking cringe, bro. Someone didn't get bullied in school enough. Moving on to the next. From Gassy Possum donates 5, and he says, I feel like now is the time to spill everything. What can you tell us about what happened behind the scenes? You were the most honest and truthful friend. I honestly feel bad to but he let you down. I mean, he didn't let me down. He let all of you down and the community. What he did is just basically burnt any bridge of a possibility of a friendship because what the fuck would you do? Like, what kind of actual normal or sane person would actually do this to the community? It makes no sense. And then Unimentos donated $1.99, which he says, invest in EBZ coin. And then Greasy Pals donated $5 says, can you tell us if the streams were scripted? Were most of the people / reactions actors? No. There was no actors, but it was very scuffed. And then Surge donated $2, which I already know is not Surge, but I'll read it anyways. I was thinking of a new game show we could do. Let's gather up some people and see who's the biggest simp. I didn't win much in my life, but I feel like I can win this one. Whoever the fuck hates the Surge, I mean, sure. I mean, you're already sucking his cock really deep. You spend $20 a day donating to me how much you hate him. How about you just go fight him in real life? The fact that you donate money to me telling me how much you hate him is fucking, I mean, lame. Just go fight him. You hate Surge? Go attack him. I mean, you just keep donating that you don't like him. That's like going to fucking school and a bully comes up to you and it's like, hey man, your haircut looks gay. Here's $2 and kill yourself. Oh, my bad. Here's $3 too. And runs away. Like, bro, you're giving me money to bully someone in the chat. I don't care. But why? What do you think is gonna? You think Surge is gonna kill himself now? You think Surge is gonna cry? He's gonna get sad? I mean, I genuinely don't understand where this is coming from. Genuinely speaking, like what do you think is gonna come out of this? I mean, I see a lot of people hate on Surge as of recently, and I mean, I'll look into it. I'll look here and there, but I mean, at the end of the day, it always stems off of the most absolute fucking dumbest reason of hatred, then that devolves into just people automatically assuming right off the bat Discord must be pedophile. And to be fair, the Discord has had fucking pedophiles and weird ass fucking people, and I banned all of them. And for some reason they have another Discord and they're like, hey, we got banned because we're weird. No, you put child porn. You fucking psychotic dog shit human being. Like, what? What? Blows my brain. And then people like still defend, like, oh, he was just joking. Child porn was joking. It was a joke, John. Wow, Sophia really's got you by the balls. Like, bro, you're fucking retarded. I don't even understand. Like, okay, I'm out. I know. And it blows my mind. But this is many months ago, and I banned all of them. And it blows my mind away that they play victim card. They're like, bro, it's a joke. It's a joke. Come on. You have fucking child porn on your computer. I don't think that's a joke. I think you have problems. All right. Now, the next video that I'm genuinely interested in. I can't spell ordinary game. Ordinary game. I fucking spelled it so wrong. Let me spell it correctly. I spelled it right this time. No, I didn't. Ordinary. There we go. Ordinary gamer. This is the next content creator that's going to make another video
Hello,
about
guys
Paul.
and gals.
And I'm sure it's going to be a long 35-minute long video. Thank you. You need minutes for the down 9. EBZ coin, HX coin are going to retire in the next 3 years. No, they won't. So this man tweeted out that he will be making a video, and I have watched his videos. He goes very in depth about a lot of things, and I'm interested to see what this will be. Now, I will watch this tomorrow, and I will watch it with you tomorrow too if you want me to. But I'm sure this will go into a different angle, and more than anything, a different perspective, because from what it looks like, a lot of people did call out Paul about this long before it ever came to light that he actually rug pulled it, and he would defend it. Now, I didn't ask any questions because, well, I didn't want to associate myself with it whatsoever in any way or shape or form, nor even condone even talking about it on my stream, even if it had the slight chance of being a fucking scam, which, obviously, yeah, it was. Now, to make it more fun, I could just not watch it and then watch it on stream tomorrow with you guys. Type 1 if you want me to just blind react to it. I already watched both the videos that I just watched, and I have already mentally have made up a general... I mean, basically, before I went live, I mean, I've been just talking to Sophia and Jamie, and I just... The same fucking thing that just keeps going through my head all day is like, wow, Paul did that for that. Like, he actually did it. Like, he actually scammed. Like, it was actually not a joke. It wasn't a meme. He actually did it. Which blows my mind away, but at the same time, I mean, looking at it now, it's not really much of a surprise. It's just kind of fucking sad. Anyways, we'll watch that one tomorrow. Supposedly there's going to be a video tomorrow, and it's going to be a long one that goes into further detail about it. He basically tweeted out saying Paul didn't, tweeted him, talking to him to not drag his name through the water, but he said that he is going to go ahead and make a video on it regardless. Yeah, I mean, we'll see you for that. That should be an interesting one. With everything we just watched about Paul, and with everything that we just witnessed, I mean, the best way to explain it, it is utterly and just absolutely disappointing, because Paul had a lot of options of how he can conclude the way he was going to stream, and the way he decided to do it was to scam you guys, which is just the absolute most coward, pathetic way of going out. You know what I mean? Like, it is the absolute equivalent of just being a coward and deciding that I'm going to go ahead and end this on a fucking pathetic note. Very unfortunate, but absolutely unforgivable. I don't think anybody should be defending Paul. I don't think anybody here, in any sense, should be thinking that this is okay in any way whatsoever. And I don't care how close you were to Paul. I think if you have half a brain, or if you're not already fully brainwashed for some fucking reason, you could totally understand that what Paul did is an absolute, very unfortunate and very stupid thing to do. And more than anything, I mean, it is beyond what you could possibly imagine someone that you've been watching for a few years now would do to a community that gave him so much. And it's sad. But more than anything like that, I understand that people will defend him. I get that people will still side with him. For what reason? It is their own motive. But in the end, I don't think Paul will have a consequence. I don't think he will actually have any issues. But I do think the era of Paul and the ability of him ever having a chance of streaming, I believe it's gone. That is done. It is forever a closed door, a burnt bridge, and any relationship that he had with anybody. This is definitely the nail in the coffin. I don't think anyone will ever associate with Paul ever again, because what he did is downright unforgivable and fucked up. And I'm sorry to anyone in this chat that has been fucked by Paul, or has in the past or recently. To you, I am sorry. But to be completely fair, you thought it was going to be a fucking legitimate thing. So I don't know what to say about you, but you know what you are. I'm sorry, but yikes. But hey, at least we know one thing for sure. EBZ's too stupid to understand the concept of this, and he will defend it, even though, no, never mind. EBZ doesn't know what Paul did. EBZ doesn't have an attention span to watch a 24-minute video. He'd fucking get completely sidetracked and look at the wall, and then look back and be like, what are we doing? Oh, yeah. So about Paul, mind you, absolute fucking Brandon. What? Oh, he came here for me. Thank you for the 2 coming in. He says, I have no idea who Paul was, but good riddance. I mean, definitely should catch yourself up. Quite the drama, and it's still unfolding as time goes. Anyways, boys, that's going to conclude today's stream. I hope everybody has a wonderful night. I'm not entirely sure what we'll do tomorrow. If the Omegle thing works, with Plexus's website, with the manipulation of it, I'm so going to do Omegle tomorrow. If it doesn't work, I think I'm just going to play Leagues for a few hours tomorrow. And also watch the new video as well, blindly, from Ordinary Gamer as well. I hope everyone's having a wonderful week. And I hope you guys take good care of yourself. I genuinely want to say to everyone that still watches my streams, even though I might not stream as much as I used to, and I might not be live as much as I should be, just keep this one thing in consideration. I am forever grateful to everyone that does watch me, and I internally want to say thank you for allowing me to make it where I have been in life over these past 7 years. I genuinely am so thankful. But I do want you to know, no matter what happens in my life, what I'm doing, I will always want to at least stream. Might not be full-time, but I still want to pop on and talk to you guys often. I want to do stuff. I want to stream. I enjoy it. I started streaming for fun, and I want to continue doing it, no matter what. Because I see a lot of people always bringing it up, like, oh, John, no, John's done streaming. He's not going to do it. He's retired. He doesn't want to do it. He's bored. If I don't like it, I'm not going to do it. And I only want to do what I enjoy, personally. Because I feel like at the end of the day, if I'm not having a good time, why would you have a good time? Why would you enjoy it if you're not having a good time? Makes no sense. You can't force fucking happiness to people if you're not happy yourself. I fucking love streaming, and I only will do it if I want to. I am no, in way, shape, or form, gonna force myself to do something I don't. And I sure as hell am not gonna fuck you over financially. So to everyone, I hope everyone has a wonderful night. I hope you guys take good care of yourself. I'm gonna go to sleep. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Take it easy. Sleep tight. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. I'll see you guys tomorrow if you want to watch another video with me, as well as chill with me if we do Omegle, that is.